What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. We are back again this morning, Monday, the 11th of March. Yes, 2024, man. Everyone's scared of Arsenal at this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I'm loving what I'm seeing online at the moment. There is a media agenda. We've got pundits scared. We've got rival fans shook. Oh, they don't know what's happening. Liverpool and Man City yesterday dropping points. Absolutely beautiful. You love to see it. You love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. And that puts us top of the table. Yeah. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Big up all the real ones in the building. We are going to be touching on all the games over the weekend. Big up all the real ones. They know what time it is. Yeah, you know what time it is. I see ya. Big up you guys. We're gonna be touching on all the games over the weekend. The Fabrizio Romano update on our striker target and Arsenal pushing for that striker. Yeah, and everything else that there is to actually talk about. Make sure you don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Hit that like button. Do subscribe. Turn your notification bells on, all of that. I hope you guys had a good weekend. How can you not have a good weekend when we're slapping up teams, man? We're slapping up teams, been slapping up teams, blood. Come on. Top of the table, man. We are top of the league. I said we are top of the league. I'm seeing man singing that. Big up FJT in the building. Big up Chin David. Big up my guy Russell. Big up Lance. Big up Raymond. Big up Sergio. Come on, man. I appreciate you guys. Big up P. Whites in the building. Come on. So, yeah, well, let's touch on this Liverpool and Man City game first of all. Kevin De Bruyne taken off pretty early in the game. Had a problem with Pep Guardiola. They had a war of words on the bench, I'm pretty sure. Interesting stuff. And Liverpool, man, like, I thought Liverpool were going to win that game yesterday. They were all over Man City. They were applying mad amounts of pressure. Big up Connor Bradley. See these young dons that Liverpool have got. You know, Klopp has turned them into guys. These are guys that are young, just coming into the team, and they're already starting games against Man City in big derbies, in a derby that means so much to Liverpool. It means so much to Arsenal. I actually thought Liverpool were going to win the game, but they didn't. They got 1 point. They drew the game. I was so gassed at the time. It was unbelievable. Big up my guy Tope in the building. Man says Diaz is trash. I think Diaz was putting a bag of pressure on Man City's defense yesterday. I'm seeing Rodri getting spun. Man told me about Rodri being the best DM in the Premier League. I think that conversation is now over. That debate is over at this moment in time, blood. I don't care about trophies won. We're talking about individual players. Yeah, we're talking about individual players. Declan Rice, in my opinion, right now, is just he's levels above him right now. It's not even gas, blood. Decky is doing up. He is doing up next man's work, bruv. Like it's a mad thing. KDB and Odegaard aren't in the big games, too passive and lack special awareness. I expect the same in a game at the Etihad. Interesting, man. Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne just didn't look at his best yesterday, man. It's disappointing, to be quite fair. You know, you want to see a big game, you want to see Kevin De Bruyne step up, and he's nowhere to be seen. And he's being questioned. Obviously, Pep Guardiola said something along the lines of, you know, just not kind of being in the game, bruv. And they needed to switch it up and do something different. And we did see a change when they took Kevin De Bruyne off. Like, Man City looked more in the game when they took Kevin De Bruyne off. You know, I remember people giving Mesut Ozil a bag of stick. You know, all those guys giving Mesut Ozil stick back in the day, blood, because he wasn't in game sometimes. Yeah, I hope those guys have got the same energy for Kevin De Bruyne, bruv. But yeah, they were talking about on DR Sports, and they saying ever seen Lampard, Modric, Gerrard, Scholes get hooked off in a title game. And that's how poor he was playing, man. He just wasn't in the game. I wasn't seeing anything from Kevin De Bruyne. You have to big up Liverpool because they nullified him. They made sure he wasn't in the game. What's that guy's name? What's that DM's name? Is it Endo or something along? Is it Endo? What's that guy's name? I don't even know his name. think it's Korean or something like that. Yeah, but he was having a good game yesterday. He's having a good game, man. But big up Liverpool. They made things happen. Kevin De Bruyne, he's getting old now, man. Is Kevin De Bruyne going to stay at Man City? Is wild one for Pep. Pep's shaking at the moment. He knows that Mikel Arteta is on stuff. He had a press conference the other day. He says, look, bro, like after the game, actually, the other day, after the game, and he basically said, did he say again? He said something along the lines of, Arsenal can score 3 goals in 15 minutes or 25 minutes. We're struggling we're struggling. We have to go 90 minutes and, we're getting draws. It's not the same. It's not the same. He's panicking. I knew, Pep Guardiola would be, slightly anxious going up against Mikel Arteta because he knows what Mikel Arteta knows. He knows what Mikel Arteta knows. And, clearly, he's got players thinking about Mikel Arteta. He's thinking about Mikel Arteta, thinking about Arsenal. And these guys are unsure at the moment. I'm telling you, they're unsure. Endo was a masterclass. Japanese, is that what he is? Okay. Big him up, man. He was a masterclass. He done extremely well yesterday. If you win the Prem, Rice will leave first chance he gets. Man's a traitor. Guys. Rice, Rodri, Silva, Havertz will be present. KDB and Odegaard will be passengers again. Yeah, KDB, man. A lot of talk about KDB. I like him. I do like him, but he's not always involved the way people say he is. I used to hate those conversations with Mesut. Those debates, but you can't. Anyway, let's not even go there. It wasn't looking good for Man City yesterday. Liverpool looked like the better team. In my opinion, should have got the victory, but they didn't, and that goes down as a fantastic result for Arsenal fans. And now we're at the top of the league. Joint points with Liverpool. The GD is up there. Everything's looking good. And all Arsenal need to do now is just maintain. All Arsenal need to do, literally, is maintain. 10 games to go. Like, it's in our hands right now, ladies and gentlemen. Like, the title is in our hands right now. We have to beat Man City. We have to beat the big boys that we've got. I think Liverpool have probably got the easiest fixtures. They've got the easiest run in the last 10 games. So, people will look at Liverpool as potentially being the favourites just based on the fixtures. Man City have got some difficult games. Arsenal have got difficult games. But it's in our hands right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to look at some predictions because some people, one thing that's actually getting on my nerves at the moment is there are a lot of people online that talk about the title race, and when they're talking about the title race, they don't seem to mention Arsenal in the title race. It's always Liverpool and Man City, and it actually really winds me up. Ozil, Kevin De Bruyne, he understands the ball and makes those passes at the right time. Kevin De Bruyne is Bruno Fernandes. Look, Ozil was a different type of player in comparison to Kevin De Bruyne. Do you know what I mean? I used to hate those comparisons. I used to hate when people try to compare. It's like, bro, you're not seeing the intelligence of a Mesut. Mesut was too intelligent, bro. Too intelligent. But we're not going to have that debate. Arsenal has respect. City don't. City is a waste. Best midfielder in the PL history, can't dribble and loses the ball. And you know what? When people even try and mention best midfielder in the Premier League history, and you overlook players like Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes, bro. Paul Scholes is levels above Kevin De Bruyne, in my opinion. Paul Scholes is a person that got 36, retired, and still come back to win Man United a league, blood. That's how qualified the guy was. The guy retired, stayed out of the game for about 2 years, and then came back and won Manchester United the league on the season he returned, blood. Are you mad? Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne ain't on that level. He ain't on that level. That's why he vanished yesterday and had to get hooked off. He's not on a Paul Scholes level, bro. This is what I'm saying. People, you see the new people of today, bro. They're just so fucking delusion. They're so delusion. They're quick to, like, you see the players of back in the day, they will wipe the floor with today's dons. Come on, man. Look at the strikers that we have in this league, but the best striker in this league is Haaland. Go and look at the strikers back in the day that we had in this league. Are you telling me Haaland really compares? Forget the goals, blood, for a minute. Forget the goals. Like even if you spoke about the amount of goals that players were scoring, they were still big numbers. The Van Nistelrooys, the Henrys, there's a number of players that you can talk about. Drogba, even down to Alan Shearer, bare dons. You had bare bad boy strikers in this league that would clean the floor, even with the defense of this league. We've got the best defense in the league. And that's another reason why I'm slightly pissed off with like a certain narrative that's being pushed by certain puppets in the media that don't want to kind of act like Arsenal aren't in this race. It's not like Arsenal ain't in this race, but looking at what Arsenal have done so far, looking at what we've achieved, looking at the numbers, looking at the data, I'm finding it hard to understand who is making these wild predictions. I'm putting them out to members of the public. It's a wild fucking prediction, but we'll touch on that in a little while. But people are mad today. Kevin De Bruyne, all these dons, they're not on par with what we had 20 years ago. Them way there. You look at the Henrys, exactly, Tobe. You look at the Henrys, the Van Nistelrooys, Drogbas, Bergkamps, even Klinsmann. We can take it generations before these dons. There's always been bad boy strikers. You can go to the Batistutas. You can go to that's like obviously not in the Premier League, but like the type of, I'm talking about the profile of strikers that we had back then. The profile of strikers that we had back then, just worldwide. Different gravy to the strikers that you see in football today. Different gravy. The strikers that you see in football today, yeah, they're soft dons, blood. Other than Mbappe and maybe one or two other dons, the strikers that you have in football today are softies. They're not real. They're not real guys like the guys that we had back in the day, And it got to about 2014, 2015, where that kind of profile of striker kind of changed. Now we've got softies. Now we've got bare babies, bare baby food, just like P. White says. Exactly that. Jurgen Klinsmann was on smoke. When he comes to the Premier League, he made Tottenham relevant. Like he made Tottenham relevant. Then you can look at strikers like Mark Viduka, exactly, A9. There's so many dons. There's so many dons to mention. So many dons. But it's the game's gone backwards, man. The game's gone backwards. Big up Kevin De Bruyne though. He's a good player, but when you're talking about conversations with Paul Scholes and these type of players, doesn't add up, mate. Doesn't add up. Man City have only beat one Big Six side so far in the Premier League this season. Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea. They've only beat Man United. They've literally only beat Man United. But guess what? The mainstream media will tell you that Man City are the fucking favourites just because of their history. And I get that. I get that. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. But sometimes I want to know who makes these predictions. Who makes the Opta predictions? Who does the Opta predictions? Are the Opta predictions based on, like previous league positions, or because I thought the Opta predictions always change like throughout the season. Like, you get different predictions throughout the season. I thought their predictions always change, but not the predictions that I've seen recently. Their top six record this season is a madness. It is crazy. I like, whoa, like I'm hoping it continues, and I hope that Man City win no trophies this season, because again, you see like the Opta predictions, then they can't be biased towards Man City all the time, can they? And other people online that are flipping, voicing their opinion and giving their predictions, they can't be biased towards Man City all the time. Because I really want to know how certain people work out their predictions. Is it just based on last season and the season before that, or the last 5 years, or goals that a team scored, or how a defense is playing, or how a attack's playing, or how a manager's tactics look like, or how do they base their predictions? It has to just be on the last 5 seasons, or it has to be over the last couple of years, isn't it? Vieira, Baggio, Inzaghi, Romario, Batistuta, Crespo, Berkoff, Kluivert, Raul, Alfonso. There's so many names, blood. This is what I'm saying. Christian Vieri. You can just go. You can go, bro. Them strikers there, proper strikers, Anelkas, all of them dons, proper strikers that we had back in the day, you compare them to what we've got now, they are embarrassing. Scholes wasn't human. Exactly. You don't retire for 2 years, come back and then win a struggling Manchester United at the time. And when you say struggling, it's not like they were struggling, but it wasn't going the way they wanted it to go. They needed Scholes back in that team. They needed someone. Alex Ferguson couldn't identify a midfielder to come in and replicate what Scholes was doing, you know. And Scholes come back and won them a league straight away. It's no joke. That's what you call proper midfielder. Liverpool has momentum and that, but I can still see City winning the treble. They've got better odds than us winning the double. The odds mean nothing, man. Again, the odds are just people coming together and putting, you know, their opinions on the table. Like, that's all it is, blood. Like, the ops make the Opta predictions, bro. This is what I'm saying. Big up my guy Freddie. I really want to know who makes these Opta predictions because they change throughout the season. We always get new predictions every quarter, but for some reason, Arsenal are just always at the bottom. It's like their numbers don't really change, which doesn't make any sense to me, especially if you look at what Arsenal have done since the year began. Since the year began, bruv. And then you look at things like what we're looking at now, where Man City, the team that are always deemed the favourites, and I understand why, but you know they are not being able to beat any of the top 6 teams other than Manchester United, which I think everyone can beat at the moment if they really give it a go. If they really give it a go. But yeah, man, let me know your thoughts on the games over the weekend. It's been a really interesting weekend, seeing a number of teams get slapped. So you got, you know, Aston Villa getting slapped as well. Unai Emery, I did drop a little members only video. I realized after about 20 minutes it wasn't members only, so I put it on members only. It was a members only video for the members. Make sure you become a member. Got some more content coming out for the members only. But just gave a little reaction for the Aston Villa game. Seeing them getting battered 4-0 was a disgrace. A disgrace, to be quite fair. And I mean, that puts them under a lot of pressure. This is really interesting. Imagine this. Florentino Perez put this out, yeah, about Mesut Ozil. Mesut Ozil and Jose Mourinho. Listen to this. He says, when Mesut Ozil came here, age 21, he is a 3rd generation Turk. And then he discovers Madrid. I don't understand what he means by that. He is a 3rd generation. Mesut Ozil came here age 21. He was a 3rd generational Turk, or 3rd generation Turk, and then he discovers Madrid. He dumped his girlfriend and changed his lifestyle, falling for an Italian model from Milan. He had a private jet, so he would fly out, have sex with her, and come back. Then one day, he annoyed Jose Mourinho. Something you wouldn't want to do. Who jokingly said, "Hey, Ozil, idiot, let me tell you something, as if I were your father, because this girl you're going out with has effed everyone at Inter Milan and AC Milan, including the coaches, staff of both teams. Ozil ended up leaving her." And that's just so weird. Like, that's a weird story to actually put out. I can't believe it. I can't believe Florentino Perez actually said in the public that this happened. This is crazy. And he said it jokingly, but obviously it was a fact. It was so true. And imagine how Mesut Ozil must have felt. Like, that must have killed him. That must have killed him for a hot minute. For a hot minute, bro. Imagine you just finding out that everyone in Inter Milan and AC Milan has just run through your girl, cuz. Hey, big up Jose Mourinho for letting him know, though, because I would have respected that. And yeah, that girl, jeez. That's a mad thing, though. I thought I'll share that with you, lot. That is interesting. That is interesting. Make sure we are hitting the like button, though. Do subscribe to the channel if we are new. Turn your notification bells on. Still got a lot to run through, man. This is Monday brunch, as we usually do. We're rolling into the lunchtime. And I know it's... no, it's not, actually. It's tomorrow. What am I looking at here? Pep Guardiola. So let's move on. Bayern Leverkusen still doing their thing. 9 matches to go, listen, ladies and gentlemen. And 6 wins actually sees them winning the Bundesliga for the first time ever. 6 more wins. It looks like Granit Xhaka has gone straight over to Germany, and in his first season, in the same season that Arsenal could potentially win the Premier League, he is going to win the Bundesliga. 9 more games to go for these guys. Only 6 of them they need to win in order to do it. It does look like the Bundesliga is going to Bayern Leverkusen this season, ladies and gentlemen. Do comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this. Xavi, would he stay or would he be coming to the Premier League? There's a lot of talks to suggest that he could be joining Liverpool. There's also reports to suggest that Hansi Flick will become the Barcelona manager. He was there over the weekend, had positive talks with the board there. And they're leaning towards giving him that permanent deal. So Hansi Flick probably will become the Barcelona manager, as I predicted. And Xavi might come to Liverpool. I think Liverpool kind of edging all their bets on that Xavi move. I think they are, man. But what a season that they're having over there in the Bundesliga. It's incredible, man. It's incredible. Mikel Arteta said this 3 years. Actually trending right now on Twitter. Let's have a listen to what he said. And I remember this because we actually reacted to this when he did say it 3 years ago today. 3 years ago, he said this.
Created a really strong group, a really strong bond with our players, with our fans, with our staff. And that's going to pay some big tributes, I think, in the future when everything comes to normality and we are able to work the way it's needed to work with some stability. I think this project is going to go bang.
It's going to go bang, bang, man. And, when I remember looking at this 3 years ago thinking, a part of me believed in it and a part of me was like, I don't know whether it's going to go bang because I just didn't feel like at the time Mikel Arteta had a clear understanding of what he was trying to do or what type of players he needed, or there was just problems, and plus the inexperience, the decisions that he was making at the time. It was just so questionable, and I think a lot of people were questioning it. I remember at the time I was going back and forth with people online telling me, oh, you're this, you're that. Big those guys up, though. Big those guys up because, they're, even though we haven't won anything yet, what we're doing at Arsenal right now, the way we're playing, the mentality, everything that comes with us is just so monstrous. Those people 3 years ago that were really getting behind this and calling me delusion or calling me whatever names they were calling me, big you guys up. Big you guys up because you saw something that I didn't see. But I did see something. I just didn't fully buy into it because of the context that we had at the time. And it's not, and again, and I wanted to say this for the stream is that, look, if things don't work out, things don't work out. For me, there's no emotional attachment. It's always Arsenal Football Club. Those people that I was probably having back and forth with on Twitter, they were probably Arteta lover boys or, whatever they were, Either way, what all parties should have wanted at the end of it is for Arsenal to be successful. It's for Arsenal to do well. So, yeah, Arsenal were doing extremely well right now. I love it. And the project is starting to bang. 3 years after Mikel Arteta said it was going to bang, maybe he could see it, he could feel it. He just knew he needed a few more components. He needed a few more tweaks. He needed to do X, Y, and Z. And, sooner or later it was going to bang, But we're there now. We're there now. It's just the final hurdle. We need to get ourselves over the line now. That's all it is. The Premier League is looking juicy. It's actually looking juicy. And something inside me, I'm not going to lie, something inside me right now tells me that Arsenal are going to do it. Arsenal are actually going to do it. So let's see, man. Let's see what Arsenal do. When I was talking about the Opta predictor, this is what I was talking about. So this is based off, this Opta predictor has come out last night. This is the latest predictor published after the draw for Liverpool and Man City. So I really the reason why I'm saying I don't know who's making these predictions or what are these predictions based on, because it doesn't make any sense to me why Arsenal would still be sitting 18th. Even if Arsenal were sitting sitting third with 18%. Even if Arsenal had more percent, maybe Liverpool were top or Man City were top and Arsenal had maybe 39% or whatever it was, that might sit a bit more right. It might sit a bit more better, because right now, based on what Arsenal are doing, based on what Liverpool and Man City are doing as well, I know we're all getting wins and we're all, scrapping through. But if you're looking at what Arsenal are doing and you're looking at these last 10 games and you're looking at everything else there is to look at, you would probably put Arsenal in a much more stronger position than these Opta predictors have. And this is the reason why I want to know what they're basing it on. Like, what is it based on? Do you know what I mean? Is it based on the last 5 games? Is it based on the last 5 years? What's it based on? Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is, though. They're still doubting us, and that's what we can see. They're still doubting us. They're still, have their agenda. But ultimately, Arsenal have the best defense in the league, the best attack in the league without a number 9. We don't even have a number 9. We've got the best attack in the league. Yeah, facts. And all of this is facts right now. Let's actually put the facts on the screen for the real ones in the building. Yeah, it's all facts right now. And this is, again, why I don't understand what this Opta prediction is based on. Yeah, what are they looking at? Let's put the facts on the screen. Where we got the facts? Where are the facts? Where are the facts, ladies and gentlemen? Here's the facts. This season, Arsenal's stats and numbers for this season. Now, I remember 3 months ago, 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, I was actually questioning a number of things. I was questioning numbers. I was questioning everything. But this second half of the season, so far, Arsenal have redeemed themselves, and the transformation that Arsenal have had in these 2 months, ever since we've come back from Dubai, have been incredible. Incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Different numbers now. And it puts us number one, not only in the league, but I believe in Europe, or in Europe. In certain numbers that we've got here are number 1 in Europe. Let's run through the numbers. Arsenal, best defensive, the best defense in the league. Facts is a fact. Best defense in the league, the least goals conceded this season. Best attack in the league, 70 goals scored this season, scored the most goals this season so far. Most creative player in the league, Martin Odegaard, 59 chances created from open play this season. Yeah, his numbers actually are slightly underwhelming in comparison to this. Like he's GA, but that's because in the first half of the season, Arsenal weren't firing on all cylinders. We wasn't. It's only this second half that we've stepped up, but Martin Odegaard was putting in a lot of work in that first half of the season in terms of how many chances he was creating per game. It was like 2.8 or close to like 3 chances, like key chances we're talking about. It was ticking like 2.6, 2.8. It's crazy. Mourinho telling Ozil she's from the streets, blood. Exactly. Arda Güler scored yesterday as well. He's the next Mesut Ozil in the making. Fenerbahce signs Ozil for a reason. When Fenerbahce signed Ozil, it was a genius move. They signed Ozil because they wanted to have someone like an Ozil mentor Arda Güler, and Arda Güler is going to go on to be a fantastic player, man. Barcelona are broken. Arteta is a genius. We weren't ready for Arteta, says DS Electronics. Arteta is my guy, says A. Even though Arteta is learning on the job, he is a genius. He's a very, very smart guy, man. And this is what I identified initially. And what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna bear my old clips. I'm gonna clip, and I'm gonna react to the clips where I actually when we signed Arteta. It would have been the first time I started my channel. I've still got all of those videos up. Yeah. There's a reason why I've privated bare videos, rebranding, but there's another reason. I'm not even going to drop it on the stream, but there's another reason. But I'm going to clip so many of my old clips of when Arteta first come, just to kind of give you my thoughts on when Arteta first come and how I felt, and then we'll go through the journey We'll go through the journey of how we got to where we're back at this moment in time. And look, like I said earlier, there is no emotional. I'm not emotionally attached to the manager. I right now I can say I'm appreciating what Arteta has done, what he has done. Definitely, grateful for what he has done right now up until this point over the last 24 months, should I say? But now the pressure is on, and now you need to deliver, bro. You need to deliver. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh no, actually, or because he gave us some sick results, or because of this, I'm just gonna say let's extend his contract. No, I'm not that Don. I'm a real one, so I'm gonna shake your hand and show you gratitude for what you have done, the obstacles you have overcome, the problems that you found solutions for. Like, I will shake your hand and say, you know what, my guy, you're a G for doing that. You're a G for doing that. Yeah, you're a G for not walking away and making it happen. Obviously, Arsenal had your back. You had a lot of resources. You spent a lot of money, but you managed to turn it around, and you've managed to put us in a position where we can actually say Arsenal are back, and Arsenal are contending, and Arsenal are from here on out going to be challenging that title every single season. I don't want to see, oh no, top 4, oh top 5. That doesn't ever exist. That's not going to exist. You know what I mean? That's not going to ever happen for Arsenal. I don't want to see that ever happen for Arsenal again. Arsenal from here on out is a team that are pushing for the title or favourites for the title. That's it. You know, and thanks to Arteta, he's put us back in that position. But if it comes to a point where we're not getting over the line, or you start throwing away domestic cups, or you gotta go, bro. You gotta go, and that's what it is. But the foundations are there, everything's been built, the culture's there. All it takes is for a manager to know what he's doing, to come in and say, cool, I can take this team over the line now. That's all it is. But I'm not gonna lie, a strong part of me now, after what Mikel Arteta has done, the restructure of everything that he's done from the from the top to the bottom, because there's been a whole restructure from the top to the bottom. Again, bigging up KSE for being involved in this. Because of that, and because of the obstacles and the problems that were overcome, a strong part of me believes that Arteta has it to win the league. I could be wrong, but even if I'm wrong, it is what it is. If I'm right, it is what it is. It doesn't actually mean anything. At the end of the day, we all want what's best for the football club. That's it. But with the direction that we're in now, and with the way we're playing, and with everything that comes with Arsenal Football Club at this moment in time, a lot of me feels that Arteta can get us over the line this season. I feel like we can make it happen. Declan Rice has been phenomenal. I think that's been a game-changing signing. I think that has literally changed the whole dimensions of our team. And at first you didn't see it. It did take us maybe 3-4 months to actually see it. We didn't see it at first. But now we're starting to see Declan Rice come to fruition. We're starting to see that bad boy Declan Rice. And I think that's been a game changer. And again, we've done it without a striker. We've done all this without a striker. Back to this, though. Highest scoring defender, Gabriel Magalhaes. Most clean sheets in the league this season, David Raya. Signing of the season, Declan Rice. I mean, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But if you just look at the stats, forget the signing of the season. If you just look at the stats, clean sheets, what? We're not the best team in the league right now. We're the best team in the league. You can't say we're not the best team in the league. And even if you do the eye test, best team in the league. What are you telling me? That's it, bro. That's it. So again, man, the whole point I was just trying to make is how Opta make their predictions. How do Opta make their predictions? It doesn't make any sense to me. Big up JT in the building. We will be doubted until we lift the big trophy. Klopp and Pep have done that, so there is less doubt. That's it. Wax, I feel it's based on results in the last 4 years, or something they always talk about, past results to put us down, fam. Big up Teddy. GD of 46 is insane. And that's what I'm saying. Cuz Arsenal with no injuries will go all the way. Remember, we've got Thomas Partey back. We've got players back. Big up Jay Neves. He says we have some tough away games still. We do have some tough games. We've got the toughest fixture list out of us, Man City and Liverpool. We got the Southern Gooner in the building. Nothing but love and respect to you, my broski. He says, is there for the take? It's there for the taking, but we have to have a one game at a time mindset and continue to stay locked in mentally. 110%. 110% agree with that one. Liverpool are still doing it with bare injury, says Jay. They are. That's what I'm saying. This is why I said earlier today. Liverpool are putting out Connor Bradleys, Harvey Elliott's stepping in and being dons, like coming in with no worry of no worry, no concern over their quality or their mentality. They're coming in and playing just how you would expect a senior player to come in. I know Harvey Elliott's been playing with the senior team for a number of years, but Connor Bradley, a big highlight. And I think there was another player as well that played. I can't remember his name, but City's defense look like they can get got at. We have to beat Man City, says H. Absolutely. Big up K Capone. He says, I haven't been Arteta's biggest supporter, but I want him to win the league and have to big him up for what he has done to this point. But like you said, we have to get over the line. Absolutely, man. Listen, I've always said before, when you're ranting about Arteta and you're ranting about what's happened and you say X, Y, and Z, look, at the time, you mean what you mean, bro. You mean what you mean. Like, if you feel like the manager's not good enough, the manager's not good enough. I always said at the beginning of my YouTube career, because my YouTube career more or less started when Arteta got the job at Arsenal. When Arteta got that job, I said, Arteta's one day going to be successful. I can just feel it. I could, even just based on the things he was saying, I thought, this guy's got a good, clear understanding of what he wants to do. It was just that over the years, I felt like he struggled to implement that identity, that understanding. And that's, why I was so frustrated and got angry. And then there was the player profile problems. There was you bought certain players that you didn't need to buy. There was just all different things that happened, right? The lies, the Mesut Ozil treatment. There was a lot to kind of take in and obviously give context for and so on and so forth. But if you think about what he has had to deal with and where he's at now with this Arsenal team, can we say all managers would have done it? Any manager would have done it? Was it a difficult and challenging job? So you have to give him credit now. You have to give him credit. Especially when he come in with no experience, just a little black book that he took from Pep Guardiola. Come on, got to give him credit. But at the same time, you still need to be genuine with your standards and genuine with your expectations, and say, listen, if this is it now, isn't it? This is it. Well done. Well done. You've taken us to that level where we've always wanted to be, where we've been demanding to be. Now we're finally there. Take us over the line, my guy. Take us over the line. It's that simple. If you can't take us over the line, then I'm sorry. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for the foundations that you've built. But we've got those foundations now. Everything's here. KSC are not going to allow, like, if Mikel Arteta walked away, let's say, as an example, hypothetically, Mikel Arteta walked away and said, I'm leaving Arsenal Football Club. I'm going to join Barcelona. A lot of people would cry. Me, I won't give a damn. I won't give a damn. I might be a bit upset depending on if he had won anything, or let's say we never won anything this season and he leaves and goes Barcelona. I wouldn't care. I'll be like, you know what? Thank you so much for what you have done. Yeah, cool. Big you up. Thank you for, Saka. Thank you for Saka. Thank you for Martinelli. Thank you for Saliba. Thank you for all these dons, because Mikel Arteta has fully had a big, massive part to play in their careers. We can't obviously neglect that. He has had a part to play, right? So thank you. Thank you for leaving us with these dons. KSE, thank you for actually putting us into this type of position as a football club. Now, get us the manager that gets us over the line, because nothing else changes. Nothing changes. It's not like the culture gets ruined or we need to restart and we need to rebuild again. No, none of that happens. None of that happens. The manager just comes in, the manager takes us over the line. It's just that simple. It is literally just that simple. But, you know, let's hope at this moment in time, based on the hard work that Mikel Arteta has had to put in over the past couple of years, let's hope that he can be the manager that can take us over the line. You know? And that's just being genuine. That's just being a real one. That's having an agenda for Arsenal, really. Because my agenda has always been for Arsenal to win. A lot of people, you know, always associate your rants and your, you know, your takes, when your negative takes, with, oh no, you've got an agenda for Arteta. You don't like the manager. You're this, you're that, you're blah, blah, blah. You know, they start associating you with a group of people that don't actually like the manager. You know, that's how the game works, man. But it's not everyone. The fans don't rate us. The Fresh Prince's Black Book. He took us backwards at the time. It was a mess at the time. Arteta has learned quickly though, but he does need to win something now. Absolutely, I agree with that. He did take us backwards. He's the one that took us 8th and 8th. They're all Arteta signings if they've signed new deals with Arteta or with Arsenal, sorry. Big up Hybrids Local Badger in the building. Nothing but love and respect to you. We are doing amazing, but step by step, I need to see results. I need to see that beautiful EPL UCL Cup. Absolutely, man. Don't we all? Don't we all? And that is the focus, man. That is the focus. All right, let's move on to some more interesting stuff. We're going to be here for a little while, ladies and gentlemen. Don't anywhere, fasten your seatbelts, all of that type of stuff. Hit the like button. Got well over 100 people in, close to 200 people locked into this one. Hit the like button. Do subscribe to the channel if you are newly watching the channel. We appreciate you. I'm sure you guys would have watched Pedro Neto over the weekend. So let's just quickly look at the fixtures from over the weekend. Pedro Neto. He's obviously being linked with a move to Arsenal still. And he got an injury. I'm not too sure how serious the injury is. He looked like it was a hamstring injury. But he was tearing up Fulham before he come off injured. And he is being linked with a move to Arsenal still. He's being linked with a move to Man City. There's so many teams being linked with a move to him at this moment in time. But Mike McGrath has basically said that Neto is expected. Okay, stop there. There it is. He says that Neto is expected to be a subject of intense interest from several Premier League clubs following his progression since arriving from Braga in 2019, with his fee set to be upwards of £60 million. Now, look, I'm not very, I don't want to, because of the same thing, I don't really want to sign Pedro Neto. It's not a player that's, you know, at the top of my list. You know, quality-wise, is a good player, but if you're looking at, you know, the injury record, it just doesn't make any sense, does it? It doesn't make any sense. But there's going to be a lot of teams in the race for him, and for some mad reason, I feel like Arsenal will still be looking at him as well. They will obviously be monitoring this current injury, seeing what he's like over the next 10 games, and then deciding. If Arsenal don't pull the trigger on Pedro Neto, then who will Arsenal be pulling the trigger on? Because I feel like even though we will be signing an out-and-out striker, which we're going to talk about in a second, Fabrizio Romano update. So don't go anywhere if you're watching right now. Hit that like button, all of that. Fabrizio Romano update coming in literally 5 minutes. But if we don't sign Pedro Neto, then what winger are we going to be signing? Because I do believe Arsenal want to get another winger as well. We need to get someone. Because ESR is done. That's another thing I wanted to mention. ESR is done. ESR isn't going to play for Arsenal. Probably never again. I think ESR is fully done. ESR had the chance to come off the bench the other day. We never gave him the chance to come off the bench. He's not injured. I don't know what's going on with ESR, but that is someone that Arsenal are looking to replace. Arsenal also looking to find a rotational player for Bukayo Saka. So if we don't go for Pedro Neto, who are we going for? I haven't been seeing any links with anyone else on the wings. No one. Maybe we might start playing Kai Havertz in the wings. We've been looking at the Williams, Nico Williams. Absolutely. So many people are looking at him as well. He's got a 45 to 50 million release clause, so that could be triggered. And there's a number of teams that are going to be looking at him. I would like Diaby, but we should have signed Diaby in the summer, man. 40 million pounds for Moussa Diaby. I would have loved him at Arsenal. We can't deal with another Tomiyasu or Partey. This is what I'm saying. They're not two players, but one of those are going to be leaving. I think Thomas Partey probably will leave. But yeah, Pedro Neto, another big game for him. He's obviously still being linked with a move to Arsenal and Liverpool, Man United, not Man United, Man City, sorry, Chelsea. But everyone's on Pedro Neto right now. Pause. And then we had Man United. They won 2-0, beating Everton. Sad for Everton. I think Everton could have got more out of the game. I think it was 2 penalties they scored, didn't it, as well? Yeah, like 2 penalties, bro. Like, Man United's awful, man. They're hard to watch. I can't really watch Man United, guys. I just can't watch them. They're really hard to watch on the eye, bro. I feel sorry for the Man United fans. Then you got Chelsea. No, not Chelsea. They're playing today. You got Crystal Palace and Luton. That was a 1-1 draw. Luton, fighting spirit, man. Fighting spirit, bro. Crystal Palace should have won the game, though. Had a number of opportunities to win. But Luton kept themselves in the game, got themselves a lovely draw there. And I think Luton's gonna stay up this season, I honestly think Luton's gonna stay up. They're not getting relegated. They're 100% not getting relegated. Then you had, who else did you have? We had Bournemouth and Sheffield United. I didn't even watch that game. I didn't even know that game existed. I can't tell you anything about that game, but I think it's a good point for Sheffield United and Bournemouth. Both in need of points, scrapping relegation. It doesn't look like Sheffield United is inevitable relegation at this point. On road to conceding 100 goals, but I've still got 10 games to go. I'm pretty sure they'll concede 30 plus more goals in those 10 games. Wolves beating up Fulham. Spoke about it already. Love to see it. Pedro Neto doing up work. Shame for Fulham, actually. Fulham were getting themselves into the game, especially in the second half. They looked really into it. Good team as well. Marco Silva, good manager, playing good football over there. That's just like a really tight game. It's one of those tight ones, isn't it? Like, when you look at the quality of the players, like Fulham's players, Wolves' players, you can't be too disappointed with a 2-1, 1-1, 2-2, 1-0. Like, either way, it's one of those ones, isn't it? Arsenal against Brentford, you love to see it. Thomas Frank complaining about Kai Havertz. I have to kind of agree with him. Yeah, he definitely dived. And if he would have got another yellow, he would have been sent off. I think he was already on a yellow. But Kai Havertz obviously to the rescue. Lovely goal at the end of the game. I think it was like 86 minutes into the game. Beautiful goal. And yeah, man, Kai Havertz is the talk of the town right now. Like, he is the talk of the town, boy. Everyone, like Chelsea fans, we've done reactions yesterday. Chelsea fans upset, man, crying. They can't believe Kai Havertz is turning up and scoring goals for Arsenal. And not only Kai Havertz, is Jorginho as well, bro. Like, cool. These men are getting man of the matches. They're putting in man of the match performances. Man of the match performances. These men are really, really salty. These men are proper wounded. These men are proper crying. They're looking at their wounds and they're still seeing, you know what I mean? They're still wounded hard, bro. Jorginho and Kai Havertz, who would have ever thought, bro? Who would have ever thought? Generational Havertz, mate. Havertz. Everton played decent, to be honest. Just couldn't finish for shit. This is what I'm saying. Dwight McNeil was having bare chances. You don't know I've already sent the text. Thanks for Georgie and King Kai to my Chelsea ops. Oh man, yeah, they're man are upset at the moment, man. King Kai, like I said to you guys, if he scores against Man City, you know what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm buying his shirt, framing it, putting it on the wall for streams only. Aston Villa and Another interesting game, man. I can't believe it though. I honestly can't believe it. McGinn got himself sent off. Like I said earlier, I've done a 2-minute reaction for the guys for the members only. So if you are a member, go and check that out. But yeah, James Maddison, Brennan Johnson, Minion Son, and Timo Werner. Timo Werner, like imagine all the Chelsea rejects actually scored yesterday. You had Timo Werner score, you had Kai Havertz score, and then you could even put Christian Pulisic in there because he scored for AC Milan yesterday. McGinn with the dark arts. McGinn was on mad smoke yesterday, bro. And I've had those ones like the dead leg. That was a dead leg one, bro. And you see, you doggy, what a name, pause. You got to pause after you say his name, bruv. Destiny, bruv. You see how he got up and was going to go mad, and then he felt the pain and he had to drop. He dropped after the pain, bruv. That was a dead leg one. Mad thing. When we win the league this season, who would you want to get in the summer window? When we win the league, he says. Yeah, man, there's so many players that I would love to get in the summer. Destiny doggy style. Listen, there's so many players that I would love to get in the summer, but I want Dusan. I really want Dusan Vlahovic. I don't know what it is, man. I just really want Dusan. I need him over here at the carpet, blood. I need to see him wearing that number 9 shirt at Arsenal, man. Dusan Vlahovic, that's who I really want. But is Arsenal going to sign him? Is he going to sign a new contract with Juventus? I don't know. But yeah, man, Unai Emery, anyway, bottle job. He's proven to be a bottle job right now. Every time it comes to a high pressure game, he seems to be throwing away points. He can't seem to get this Aston Villa team over the line. Yeah, players weren't turning up yesterday. They were just out of the game, man. For them to be at home and get slapped 4-0. They were like, even before McGinn got sent off, it's not even like McGinn got sent off and they were out of the game. No. You was out of the game before McGinn got sent off. I remember I was watching the game. I had to quickly go and do something. It took me about 3 minutes to do it. 5 minutes, I swear. I went back on the game. It's 2-0. I'm like, oh my God. I didn't even get to see the 2 goals. Like, I was like, how are Aston Villa 2-0 down at home? You man are dickheads. You man are dickheads. It was a mad thing from Aston Villa yesterday anyway, man. But let's see what happens. I think they can obviously still get Champions League football this season because it's top 5 now, isn't it? It's top 5 for Champions League in the Premier League now. So they should still be able to get Champions League football. West Ham and Burnley drew 2-2. Didn't watch the game. So I can't really tell you much about it, but a good point for Burnley. As you know, they're destined for relegation, but every point counts at this moment in time. Still got 10 games to go, so let's see what they can do. Brighton beat Nottingham Forest 1-0. Again, a game I didn't even watch. I didn't even watch Match of the Day. Nothing. I didn't watch that much football this weekend. Crazy. Just watched the big games. Just watched Liverpool, Man City. Watched Arsenal and Brentford. I watched Wolves and Fulham, and I watched who else did I watch? That was it. I think that's all I watched. Oh, and Aston Villa and Tottenham. Yeah, Aston Villa and Tottenham. That's the only 4 games I watched. And I watched the other 3 more than I watched the Arsenal game. Imagine that. Poor. And I probably obviously will watch the Chelsea and Newcastle game tonight because that is a good derby there. Mid-table derby. It's the mid-table derby. Chelsea and Newcastle. Who would have ever thought we'll be talking about mid-table derbies? Wax on the D-Sound propaganda. Hey, listen, D-Sound's my guy, man. A9 says Bun Vlahovic. We got King Kai. Gave Spurs too much respect. He definitely gave Spurs too much respect, innit? Got slapped, man. That's it, man. You know what it is with Unai Emery, yeah. He's like so pragmatic, yeah. Sometimes when you're so pragmatic, it can backfire, bruv. It can backfire, and when you've got a team like, and you can see why he went into that game with that kind of pragmatic mindset because of how Tottenham play football. Tottenham have been playing good football this season, so I can understand it, but it clearly backfired, bruv. It clearly backfired. You should have just went out there to play your game. You have to remember, man, you're in the top 4 race. And that's one thing that he was doing at Arsenal that I didn't like as well, bro. So just go out there, play your game, man. Go out there, play your game. Just go out there, play your game, fam. If you go out there, play your game, you're more likely to get a result, especially when you're in a big swing, bro. This ain't no fucking, I don't know, man. I don't know. Emery's playing a high line with a slow defenders every game, and people want to say he's better than Arteta. Ha ha ha! Give me a break. I mean, his CV speaks for itself, man. You can't obviously throw away his CV. His CV speaks for itself. And I mean, look, I think his defenders are managing it. And I know it's a bit mad to say that after getting slapped 4-0, yeah, but he's done extremely well. He's done extremely well with that defense. And I think he's got a really good defense there. He's got a really good defense there, you know. And then, you know what? I'm starting to agree with these type of takes, you know, because I remember people used to say this to me when he was an Arsenal manager. And he's a cup manager. You know, he's a cup manager. That's what people were telling me. And I was like, well, yeah, cup manager because he's got multiple cups. I get that. But he just won the league with PSG. He can't be a cup manager. He's got a league. He's got a league under his, you know what I mean? He's got a league title under his belt, bro. 2 league titles. He actually done a treble with PSG as well. So, you know, when you take all that into context, like, yeah, no, he's the Don, bro. He's the Don. And I'm not taking anything away from Unai Emery. But, you know, a part of me now, maybe to this day, says, yeah, maybe you can lean towards saying Unai Emery is more of a cup manager now. But then again, he hasn't come to the Premier League and been given the opportunity to manage a Man City, because I think if Unai Emery manages Man City, he wins the league. If Unai Emery manages Liverpool, he wins the league. And I think that's a fact. Well, we can't say it's a fact, but I think that's, you know, believable. I think that's believable. If you give Unai Emery those 2 teams, he wins the league. You can't expect him to win the league with the Arsenal team that he inherited. It wasn't ready to win the league. You can't expect him to win the league with Aston Villa. Those expectations shouldn't come into play until another 5 years. Yeah. Like, Aston Villa have to go at least another 3, 4, 5 years challenging top 4 before any expectation comes into place to say, oh, actually, they should be winning the league. So I think it to a degree, it's harsh. It's harsh. And then you also got to say with Arteta and Emery, at Arsenal, Arteta has had way more resources. He's had way more support, way more resources than Unai Emery had. But Unai Emery still managed to get a European title. He got a European title beating Man United, that were a better put together Man United than they are now, to give it context. But also, man won it with Coquelin, blood, playing as a left winger. Man was playing DMs on the wings. Don't you remember that? Don't you remember that season when he won the Europa League with Villarreal? They beat us in that run, and they were playing DMs out wide. The system that he was playing at Villarreal was mad. It was mad. But they were winning. They were winning, and they done what they had to do, blood. They done what they had to do. Like, we can't say that Arteta is a better manager than Unai Emery at this moment in time. But what we can say is the system and the football that we are playing right now at Arsenal is better than what we've ever seen of Unai Emery to play. That's what we can say. Now, if you're going to use that and say that's what makes Arteta a better manager, then that's entirely up to you. I'm not going to say that's what makes Arteta the better manager at this moment in time, but I can say what we're seeing on display is definitely better than what we've ever seen of Unai Emery in terms of football itself. All right, enough of the waffle. I'm moving on from the Premier League clubs. Let's talk about Arsenal, ladies and gentlemen. We have been talking about Arsenal, but you know what I mean, talking about Arsenal transfers and all of that type of palaver. I'm going to be wrapping this up very, very soon. Make sure we are hitting the like button. I much appreciate the numbers that we've had today in the stream. And no, not even today. Like, big up everyone. Let me just do a big up to everyone. Big up to everyone. Just to let you guys know, this video has been brought to you by Azar as well. You can use. Oh no, that was the wrong one. No, Fanatics has just come in and taken over. No, this video has been brought to you by Azar, ladies and gentlemen. Please do use the promo link in the description, and you can help the channel out in a massive way, also helping the NSPCC as well. I think we've done it over about 30 quid so far, so big up all the people that have got themselves involved. But I do want to big up everyone, because I've been doing my own data, looking at my own analytics, looking at my own data for the channel, and usually after January there's been a massive drop off. Usually January comes, and I don't want to jinx this right now, but usually January comes and there has been a drop off in views, and it's been happening ever since the channel started. So January ends, and then there's a drop off from views, and then that drop off literally stays 50%, 60% lower than that January-December period, and then it stays like that until we get to maybe about May, June, and then that's when the views start picking up again, and we start getting more numbers. But I want to say thank you to every single one of you in this building right now, people that have been supporting this channel, because the data has improved significantly over the past 2 months. So I want to big you guys up for actually being there, supporting the channel, always coming in, leaving your comments, liking the videos, sharing the videos, all of that type of palaver, because yeah, we've seen a significant growth. The views have been better, they've been more consistent, and they're still continuing to grow as well. So I like that, and love and respect for that, ladies and gentlemen. Extremely grateful for that, in a way there. So yeah, man, I thought I'd just say that anyway before we move on to what Fabrizio Romano's got to say about Arsenal. But make sure we are hitting the like button. Big up all the members. Do subscribe to the channel. Do join the member gang. Click on that join button if you want to become a part of the team. Do you know what I mean? We've got a WhatsApp group as well. Join the WhatsApp group. Over 100 people in there, vibey every day. So we appreciate you guys, man. But anyway, let's move on. We've got more Arsenal content. I've got about another 10-15 minutes left in me, blood. Yeah. So let's get through this. Where are we? Okay. So let's do this one first. So we've got a quick update here on Zinchenko and Hato. So this is the first one that I want to bring to your attention. So a quick update on Zinchenko and Hato. So Hato is expected to join Arsenal either this summer or the following summer. We've been in contact with Hato, Gerald Hato, is that his first name? Gerald or something like that. Gerald Hato. We've been in contact with his agent. We've been in contact with Ajax over the player as well. And he's 17, going on 18. What I heard a few weeks ago is that Arsenal want to sign players like Hato because of their potential and because of what they're doing. I'm sure you're seeing what he's doing for Ajax. This guy is doing up work for Ajax, yeah. But Arsenal want to try and sign youngers for the youth academy, and this is their thinking behind Hato. And it's not to say that he ain't going to be with the senior team, but he's going to be more developing with the youth academy, because they want to take the youth academy to another level. They want to take that youth academy to the next level, where the youth academy is just full of stars. You can go and look at Barcelona, and I think that is the thinking behind it. I think, you're looking at Barcelona, you're looking at teams like Real Madrid. Real Madrid have all done it. They've signed Endrick. They've signed all of these dons. Where are they? They're actually in the youth academy, and that's the focus of Arsenal right now. They want to do exactly the same thing, where they're bringing in the world gems, bringing them in, developing them, having them amongst and in and around the team, the first team, but they're going to be focused on building that youth academy, and Hato is going to be one of those players. But because of Hato's performances, there's some people that believe that he will instantly just come straight into the team and kind of be an understudy to Yuri and Timber, And I know they both play different roles, but they both play the same role, actually. Because I was watching Hato the other day, and Hato was actually breezing down the left channel. I was like, rah, this guy's breezing down the left channel. I've watched him in other games where he's just playing as a centre-back and cleaning up. I'm watching other games where he's got the ball at the back and he's bringing the ball out from the back and he's switching play. I'm like, bro, this guy Hato has got it, blood. I'm seeing I've watched other clips of this guy commanding his defense, getting those final ditch tackles in, and then getting up and just demanding where his players need to be, blood. You can tell he's a proper leader. Like, this guy is actually he's a good player. So, you know, there's a lot of people that think, you know, he ain't going to go into the youth academy. He's going to come and he's going to go straight into that first team. A lot of people were saying, well, it's going to coincide with Zinchenko and the transition that Zinchenko is going to make from Arsenal. Because again, this guy Hato can play CB and he can play as a left back. So I don't think he can play as a right back. I think he can play down the whole back three. He's that versatile. But apparently Zinchenko has no immediate plans to leave Arsenal Football Club. And this is the reason why some people believe that if he doesn't join this summer, I'm talking about Hato, then he will join in the following summer. The only way we're going to get Hato in this summer is if we decide to move on Zinchenko. But I don't think that's true. I think if Arsenal want to get Hato, Arsenal are going to go and get Hato done. The reports are it's cheap money. It's about 15-17 million pounds or some craziness like that. It's not an expensive deal to get done. But I don't believe what these guys are saying, whereby it coincides with what Zinchenko's doing. I think Zinchenko will be leaving at the end of this season, just to kind of let you guys know. I think Zinchenko will be done at Arsenal Football Club at the end of this season. You've got Bayern Munich that are interested in Zinchenko. You've got Newcastle that are interested in Zinchenko. And there's going to be other teams. There's going to be teams in La Liga, teams in Syria that will be interested in Zinchenko. He's one of those dons. So do expect it. You know, you got another, a person that will definitely be leaving as well, and that's Kieran Tierney. You know, unfortunately, I know a lot of people are going to be upset with hearing about this one, but Kieran Tierney's also going to be leaving, and there's a report coming out today, in fact, to actually say that Arsenal plan to sell him for £20 million. I'm not going to look at the reports for Kieran Tierney. I just want to look at his pictures quickly, but just for the guys on the screen. But yeah, Kieran Tierney's another one that's going to be leaving. £20 million is basically what Arsenal are willing to sell him for this summer. 20 million. So we're going to take a loss on him because we paid more than 20 million for him. But it's a shame, really. It's a shame, isn't it? And I think both him and Zinchenko will be out the door. Then you've got Nuno Tavares, another left back that's going to be out the door. Bloody hell. That's 3 left backs in one window that's going to be out the door, blood. And Hato probably will be following, coming to the club, following in Jurriën Timber's footsteps from Ajax. And that's going to be extremely interesting. But let's see what happens, man. Will Arsenal go and get Hato this summer, or will they wait till next summer? I think they're going to bring him in this summer, to be quite fair. That's what the crack will be. All right, let's move on. Last main topic of discussion. Make sure we are hitting the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Do subscribe to the channel if we are new. Turn the notification bells on, all of that type of stuff. We appreciate every single one of you. Okay, yeah. So main topic of discussion: Arsenal's striker situation is a priority. Fabrizio Romano has kept us up to date with Arsenal's situation, and it is looking positive. We can now say that Arsenal will be signing a striker in the summer. We will be. It's the priority. Fabrizio Romano has said it. Ben Jacobs has said it. I wonder what's happened to Ben Jacobs. I see a lot of slander for Ben Jacobs recently. I do like Ben Jacobs. I ain't heard about him for quite some time. We have got a report, actually, that we're going to share in a second. But it seems to have just gone off the radar a little bit. So yeah, anyway, everyone's kind of talking about Arsenal's priority for a striker. Fabrizio Romano basically says Arsenal's plan is still to sign an outright striker in the summer. The club's idea remains the same: to look at strikers and find a good solution up front. It is still too early to pick favourites, but for sure, Mikel Arteta wants a forward and a midfielder. Now, what type of midfielder is he talking about? Was he about a centre midfielder? Maybe wants to replace Thomas Partey? Are we talking about a midfielder that can rotate with Saka? What are we talking about? What type of midfielder is Fabrizio Romano talking about? Now, obviously, there will be concerns on bringing in a striker, because if we bring in a striker, what happens to Kai Havertz? Now, Fabrizio Romano says for Kai Havertz, this is not bad news that Arsenal want to sign a striker. The Gunners recruitment team are delighted with the transfer. He is considered a perfect signing because of how versatile he is. He can play in so many different positions. Of course, even though Kai Havertz is versatile and can play in a variety of different positions, the only position I want to see Kai Havertz play is number 9. He's not the best striker. No, he's not. He's not the best striker. But that's his best position. I think the only other position, I'll be willing to test Kai Havertz in is the right wing position. Pick up my guy Jamal. That's the only position that I will be willing to test Kai Havertz in, is the right wing position. And the reason I'll test Kai Havertz on the right wing is because, for one, he was cooking on the right wing for Bayern Leverkusen. In fact, he scored most of his goals for Bayern Leverkusen coming off the right wing, switching onto his left foot. So if Arteta can get that out of him, then I'm all for it. I don't want to see him play as an 8. And I don't mind him playing as the 9, because obviously in the past 4 games, he's got 4 straight goals, as well as like two assists or something like that. And as a number 9, we don't necessarily need him to do much, you know. Yeah, he's good at retaining possession. So, I mean, being a team that dominating possession, controlling possession, you need players in there that know how to recycle possession, right? And Kai Havertz is good at doing that. He can drop one touch pass or one pass to the next man, little simple side move, nothing spectacular. This is what I'm saying. You don't need Kai Havertz to do anything spectacular. No goals from outside the box. No magical passes. We don't need none of that. This is what we have to do. This is what we have to understand Kai Havertz for. We have to understand what he is and what we have to use him for. That's it. We don't need him to do any of that. Just be in that 6-yard box. That's it, bro. Be in that 6-yard box, and we'll do everything we can to put balls inside that 6-yard box. And Kai Havertz's bravery, Kai Havertz's understanding of space and positioning and movement should help him. Should help him get himself into those positions to be able to score those goals that we put into the box. It's that simple. We don't need him to do anything else. So yeah, like if we sign a striker, it shouldn't affect Kai Havertz's role at the club. But I wouldn't mind seeing Kai Havertz be a bench man, come off the bench, and be that rotation for the striker, or be that rotation for Bukayo Saka. Because we could, like, if we can test Kai Havertz in that Bukayo Saka role and it works, because we've still got these 10 games that we can do it in. We can do it in these 10 games. Now, don't get it twisted. Like, there is a game or 2 games in these last 10 games that we've got whereby we can say, all right, you know what? Saka, is Saka ever going to come off the bench? I don't think he's ever going to come off the bench, is he? It's like he's always going to start every game, isn't it? Without foul. Like, that is it now, isn't it? Like, every player at Arsenal knows you can't complain. Saka is starting every game, and you can't say nothing about it. You just have to suck it up and be a yes man. But let me just quickly look at Arsenal's fixtures a minute. Still got Man City, Chelsea, obviously, Brighton. All right, so Luton. When we play Luton, we've got Luton on the 3rd of April. Yeah? We've got Bournemouth on the 4th of May. Bournemouth, Luton, and Everton. They're the only 3 games that are more or less walking the parks. Brighton, you might be able to put Brighton in there, but we've still got Chelsea, Villa, City, Wolves, Tottenham, Man United. Yeah, tough fixtures, man. Really tough fixtures. But like the 2 games I just said there, you can use Kai Havertz on the right-hand side against Luton. You can use Kai Havertz on the right-hand side against Bournemouth. just to test it, just to see how Kai Havertz can cook in that area. Can he thrive and flourish in that area? Because if he can, then we don't need to worry about bringing in a right winger in the summer, because we know we've got Kai Havertz that can play as a right winger. We know we've got Reece Nelson as a plan C. You know them way there. That's if Reece Nelson's still here in the summer, it might go. And then, you know, we can put all our eggs in that striker basket. Go and get ourselves a proper striker that's just going to score a bag of goals. Big up my guy Colin in the building. Big up Winning Ways. Big up all the guys that I can see here in the building. We appreciate you. Lance says you are a G, should have more subscribers. Yeah, man, we should have more subscribers, man. We you know, big you guys up, man. Big up all the real ones. I appreciate all of the real ones, man. Kai Havertz. Jamal Kitson says Cop Manners is that midfielder. Nah, man, not for me, bro. Not for me. I agree with you, Wax. Kai Havertz on the right wing. Bro, can you imagine that Kai Havertz on the right wing cutting in? And then, like, I can see people saying that he's a number 10, he's a second striker. But if you think about it, if you play Kai Havertz on the right wing where Saka's playing, right, as an example, he has the opportunity to become 10s. He has the opportunity to become second strikers. He has the opportunity to play that role, like inside forward, because that's what an inside forward is, more or less. An inside forward is more or less like a second striker that is just more or less playing out on the right-hand side. They're just playing further out. They're playing further out. But inside forwards become strikers, you know? So I think that's a good role for Kai. And if you go and look at Kai, when he played for Bayern Leverkusen, they were playing him as a right winger, but he had the freedom to be that inside forward that would cut inside, and he would interlink with the striker and the guy that was on the left. They would all change, they would all move, and they had good chemistry and a good connection up there. And when I was looking at that Kai Havertz, I thought, you know what? If Arteta can get this out of Kai, then I think he's going to cook, blood. Now you got Kai playing left back for Germany. Imagine next season Arteta used him as an inverted left back. Nah, but I'll be questioning that, bro. Deborah says, we ain't got Chelsea. We have got Chelsea. The game has been postponed and we will be playing them before the season ends. I would get rid of Trossard and Nelson in the summer, move Gabby right wing and Gyökeres and Havertz strikers. I mean, I can understand where some people are like thinking with this Trossard team, because I think, look, Trossard's getting a bit old now as well, yeah. And I like Trossard because Trossard's been one of the reasons why we've had a transformation. There has been a transformation, and partly Trossard has, you know, been responsible, because he's football, and what he offers us is to a next level. But for me, I would be willing to get rid of Trossard if we bring in a player that's a very, very similar profile to Trossard and has obviously the potential and the ceiling to go on and do a mad thing. What I don't really like about Trossard is that in games he can become a bit greedy. He can become a bit greedy. I think when Trossard's not getting what he wants out of a game, he starts to become greedy. And I think it clouds his judgment, because he starts releasing the ball too slow. He takes one or two extra touches when he doesn't need to then pass the ball to someone that you could have put through a bit earlier if he wasn't moving a bit like a dickhead. And I understand it. Trust me, I know players like that, bro. You're really good players. You're really good players, but in some games, you're just going to move like a dickhead. You're going to hog the ball a bit too much. You're going to be a bit selfish because things are not going the way you want them to go. And that's just how it is. And Trossard is greedy. This is what I'm saying. I've seen it recently as well, man. He's batted up a bag of games. Like, what game was it? It was like the recent game. Let me look at the fixtures, man, so I can remember, bro. That's how my brain works, man. That's how my brain works. What game was it? What game was it? I think it might have been, yes, was it yesterday? It wasn't yesterday. We didn't play yesterday, we played on Saturday. It was a game recently anyway. It might have been Porto. It could have been the game against Brentford. I can't actually remember, but there's been a number of games where I've seen it whereby he's just hogging the ball, taking too many touches, just being a bit greedy, a bit too greedy, bruv, you know. Mad thing is Trossard that comes off the bench is a different beast to the one that starts. Absolutely, man. I agree with that. I agree with that. I think the Trossard that comes off the bench is the better version. I honestly think so. I think the Trossard that starts is the Trossard that becomes greedy. The Trossard that comes off the bench is the Trossard that's a difference maker. Yeah, you know what, Nathan, you've got a point there. You got a valid point there. Chelsea United players are too greedy. Play as individuals, not as a team. Yep. Rashford is greedy. Yep. Trossard lacks speeds to go anywhere. His best position is CF. Kai can gear up and become like that of Dybala, then you know he can be that guy. Dybala had been one of the most consistent second strikers for a decade. Kai has been very similar to Dybala, but not technically. Yeah, I think that's one thing that Kai does have to work on. I wouldn't even, you know what? The maddest thing is, can we see the table? Absolutely. Of course we can. Come on, let's look at that. Basically, yeah. I wouldn't even say, with Kai, I don't even think it's a technical issue. Like sometimes his touch looks a bit poor, but I don't ultimately, because we even saw it. Remember, what was that thing that we done in America? His tech looked poor then, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's tech looks bare poor. But I don't ultimately think it's down to his tech, because I actually think Kai Havertz can be a techie player. I think one, it's confidence. But two, it's his ultimate composure. I think he's not composed enough. But again, composure will grow when his confidence continues to grow. But I think it's composure, and as well as that, composure will grow when he has a a confident understanding in how the overall team is playing and needs to play. But that's what I think it is with Kai. I think it's composure. I think he lacks a lot of composure. That's why he missed that chance the other day. Like you basically had a one-on-one chance. Like that ball that Jorginho, it was a beautiful ball. It was a world-class pass, blood. Like if that was a goal, I'm telling you now, the Jorginho pass would have been more celebrated than anything else because the pass was worldly. But I think it sees composure, man. I just think he needs to take his time a bit more. Yeah, you know what it is? His composure. He needs to take a bit more time. He needs to think. He needs to I don't know, like be a bit more relaxed, man. He just needs to be. The maddest thing is, I'm saying be a bit more relaxed, but his body language looks overly relaxed. And this is the reason why he gets compared to the Berbatovs and the Bergkamps. He gets compared to those type of players, but I'm like, no. You can't compare Kai Havertz to those players because he looks relaxed and he looks like he's making it look easy. But if you look at the technical side of their games, there is no comparison. You know, Dennis Bergkamp and Berbatov are levels above Kai Havertz when it comes to technical quality. You understand? But I understand people's stance when they're saying, oh, but body language. That's the only thing you can say. That's the only thing you can say. But I think we get a better version of Kai Havertz if he works on just being a bit more composed, taking his time, really just and it's mad when you say taking his time because he looks like he's taking his time, but it's just in those moments. It's in those moments. That's what it is. It's in those moments. His timing needs to be better. His decision making needs to be better. He just needs to be better. Yeah. His performances have definitely been better, man. 100%. And I'm seeing him sprint as well. You're right, bro. Big up Drizzy. I'm seeing him sprint, making some last-ditching runs, trying to beat the last defender. Our next 2 games are important, says Deborah. If we have to win both, we are in the game. Absolutely. Take your time with it. Yeah, it's mad because he looks like he is, but he's not at the same time. It's those moments, those one-on-ones, those chances in front of goal when the ball comes to you and you've got a chance. What you need to do is just relax and deal with this man. You know what I mean? Can we get delusional for Porto? Absolutely. We're gonna batter Porto, fam. What do you mean? We're gonna batter Porto. Literally, I've got about 2 more minutes. Let's just quickly look at this Porto game. We're playing them. It's going to be extremely interesting. Let's look at what Porto's done since they played Arsenal. They beat us 1-0. Lucky victory, man. I think that the game plan was just all over the place. It was wrong. We paid too much respect to them. Oh, they just battered Benfica 5-0 as well. Imagine that. They just battered Benfica 5-0. They got a bag of confidence. But it's mad. Look, they went to a Gil Vicente and drawed 1-1. They drew 1-1 after flipping beating us 1-0. Then they've gone to Santa Clara. Anyone can beat Santa Clara. You might as well call them Father Christmas. Yeah, yeah. Anyone's gonna beat them. 2-1, but they battered Benfica 5-0, cars. And then they went to these dons, Monense. Porte Monense. My eyesight's bad. They beat them 3-0, and now they're going into this game. Porto have just scored how many goals since they last played Arsenal? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 goals, blood. 11 goals. So Porto have scored 11 goals since they last played Arsenal. It comes down to mental calmness. Exactly. There's so many things that you can mention, but that's what I think it is with Kai Havertz, man. Just his overall composure, blood. Man's here waffling away. Jorginho and Havertz have been great. Understanding then we got Saka, Picasso, and Ben White. Yeah, Porto are doing up numbers anyway, but I think we've got this in the bag, man. We've got this in the bag. Red card for Benfica as well, yeah. Bro. Amazon show Married to the Game. I didn't even see him on that, you know. Odegaard is an alien, doesn't get enough credit. Havertz is like Nunes. I said it. Porto and Brentford game will be carbon copies. Can't be giving away goals like Saturday. Yeah, they're going to be parking the bus, putting everyone behind the ball. Pepe and them, man, are just going to sit back and try and clean up. We have to really play with a lot of fluidity. We have to be on their necks, like literally. No passing it sideways, backwards. No patient football. Like we need to literally, because we can handle their counter. We can handle their counter. They don't have players that can really cause us massive problems. Let's be honest. We're the ones that cause our own problems. We cause our own problems. Yeah, that's what happens. They don't have players that can cause us significant problems. So all we have to do is just manage their attackers, pocket their attackers, and literally play with a lot of unpredictability. We need to run at them every minute, trying to get in behind every 30 seconds. Pause. Yeah, like literally. No passing the ball sideways, backward, none of that. None of that. But yeah, man, they got battered 5-0. And they're going to come into this game feeling confident, aren't they? They're going to come into this game feeling confident. So the fans need to be behind the team tomorrow. The manager needs to not be naive and make sure he goes out there and deploys a plan that is going to absolutely violate this Porto team. And yeah, we want to do fours. We want to do fours, and we want to keep a clean sheet as well. We don't want any goals to be conceded. We got my guy Mo. He says, yes, Wax Wagwan. We need to beat these spuds at their shit stadium. They're getting too hype. Yeah, Spurs. Don't worry, Spurs. We're coming for Spurs, mate. We're coming for Spurs. What minute was the red cards? Good question. Let's have a look. What minute was the red card? 61 minute. Otamendi. Otamendi still about, you know. He's still about from the Premier League to the Portuguese league. Yeah, boy. So they were getting battered, bruv. That's what you got to think. Like before the man got sent off, he got sent off in the 60th, 61 minute. They were 3-0 down already. They were 3-0 down before man got sent off. Chelano, bro. That Chelano player is a decent little player. That's the guy that scored against us, man, isn't it? He's fucking decent little player. Relax. Rangers slapped Benfica midweek. Then they were a man down against Porto. We're going to rinse Porto at home as long as we attack the box and byline like we have been. We got Henry in a building. Porto slow our game down by fouling. Ooh, yeah, you're right, man. Big up my guy Alex. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for checking us out today. Do hit up the like button, subscribe to the channel, all of that type of stuff. We appreciate every single one of you. And we will be back tomorrow again. We will be back tomorrow again, man. We much appreciate the people that have really been supporting this channel. As I said to you guys earlier, a massive, massive, massive thank you very much for the support that you have shown to the work. We appreciate it. We do appreciate it. Make sure you guys are here tomorrow. And same time, 11:30 in the morning, or maybe 11:30 tomorrow. We'll be doing up 11:30. I was running a little late today, but 11:30 in the morning. And yeah, guys, look forward to seeing you then. Peace out.